books. And so we were coming together and we're working together in terms of me and in terms of literacy and close reading, and then Hope in terms of the app. We're still looking for a record, right? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, but that's okay. We can still keep talking.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want me to keep going?
Yes.
And then she was like, you only have 20 minutes. And I was like, oh, I teach 4-hour classes. Like, how are we going to get done in 20 minutes?
Overview.
But you have a sheet that says, we're going to go through the apps here in just a few minutes, but you have a sheet that I took the books that I've been using and then how I would use them with close reading. And I don't know if you know Kylie Beers and Robert Probst, but it's one of the greatest books out there right now on close reading. And she has 8 ways of getting kids to get into a text. So I actually took those strategies and then connected them with the apps we're going to talk about, and then connected them with the book. So you can see how you could actually use this in the classroom. So you could take the book, you could take the reading strategy, you could take the app, put them together, and then we can really get kids to think critically about text, because that's our whole goal. Here are some books that hopefully you don't know. I'm big into newer books because you don't want books that you already know. Nobody wants that. And if there's a particular book you're looking for, I probably could help you find it because I read all the time. But these books are on your handout. Should we keep my good time?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So here's just a quick look at the different books. And there are other books out there, but this is a fantastic book, Dear Primo, on letter writing, and it's across an urban and rural community. This one is hands around the library. We have a lot of kids that know Arabic, so I always like to bring books in. There is actually Arabic in the text. It's hands around the library. Mr. Tiger Goes Wild by Peter Brown is a great story. Those of you that are younger elementary, about a tiger who just feels like he's on himself, and so he wants to just let go of himself. If you're an older teacher, you know Jacqueline Woodson in Locomotion. She's amazing. She has all kinds of great picture books that would go great with that. And this is her most current one. Younger grades, this is a great informational text. We actually use it with kindergartners and FOTOBABBLE. And then middle school, high school too, I think, even upper elementary. Public narrative Monica Brown does great work in terms of Spanish, and this will actually apply to the word file. And then this is one of the newest or this award-winning books on a model. Okay.
All right, and these apps, we're working with elementary school right now, but it's not just for elementary. You know, you can use these strategies for middle and high school as well. So don't just think, this is just an elementary session, because all of these strategies need to be used in every single grade level. So the first app I'm going to skip that. We're going to talk about is Cloud Art. Yeah, that's yours.
This one is instead of Wordle, because there's a lot of issues with Wordle, this is a really easy one that you can use, and I've had no technological problems in the school. You know when you get excited about an app and you go to use it in your school and it doesn't work because of the internet and different things like that? We haven't had any issues with that. We actually use this one. This is from kindergarten, and we actually read a text and had the kids go back into the text and think about what were the big ideas from the text, and we used the book First to A. I've also used this with upper elementary, 4th grade, and then middle school, where you actually use the Cloud Art. You pull out the big, huge ideas from the text and you do as a pre-read, and give it to students as an opportunity before they go to read the text, they can actually read the Cloud Art and then go back into the text.
All right, one of my favorite tools is KidBlog. I love it because you do not have to have email addresses for the students. You set up the account, you create their username and password. It's fantastic to use. We've used it with a couple of classes, and this was the very first day that we used it. And you can't see it from there, but on the presentation, but it was looking at why people or animals might migrate. And so they responded to each other. And I have video, and this is a very active class. And I videotaped when they were on KidBlog. I just went around the room, and it was dead silent the whole class period, because they were reading what other people wrote, and they were responding. And so at first, they would say, I agree with you, or I agree, or that's neat. But then we went in and we're like, you've got to tell why you agree. And so then they were adding, I agree with Marcel too, because animals might move because of weather. People might move too. And so they're going in and they're responding to each other. This one was when they were talking about the central message of the story that we shared with, and then they had to use text evidence to defend their answer. And as we have used this, like, their answers are getting more and more concrete, and it's unbelievable to see them as they do. And this one was talking about their prediction. And now they're writing paragraphs when they're explaining. So they went from just a few words to now they're writing paragraphs. And I love, this is a great tool to get them to write, and they can, share with each other as well. That was 3rd grade.
In 4th grade, they were using this, and the math people found out that they weren't going to use it in their class, so they complained to the teachers. So math is actually using this also in terms of word problems and how you figure out you're going to use them. So kids are sharing different ways that they would answer word problems via kid blog. So there's all
Right.
kinds
So
of
in
ways
social
you can
studies,
use
you
it.
can take perspective. You can become a character in the, I just did something with War of 1812. You can, do different things with it as well. FOTOBABBLE is another one of mine that I really like to use. And with FOTOBABBLE, you take a picture and then you record audio. So we're using this for a lot of critical response to text, and we're not going to network it, yeah. But it's really good. We read the story, The Grasshopper and the Ant. And so and this is the example that you guys will get when you get the presentation material. And it was fantastic because they had to either take the ant's perspective or the grasshopper's perspective. And so we had them work with partners, and they wrote out their script first. They practiced it to figure out who was going to say what, and then they picked a picture, and then they were able to record their response. This is great for, like we're doing multilingual, so they can read their response in English, and then they can also say it in their native language as well. There we go. Come on.
Next one is simply postcards.
Yeah. You keep talking. Oh, there's FOTOBABBLE.
This one we learned you do have to have a good internet connection. Now you can use this one, you can actually get online and kids can write actual postcards, and if you use the name and the address, you're fine. If you're going to use the email connection, you do need to have a strong internet connection. But it's really nice because you go in, she's got a good example there. We actually did a class one. We read the book Dear Primo, and then we wrote a letter like we were one of the characters in the story. But then she was also going to have students respond about the text to their parents, because you can actually send emails out to parents. There's another way that you could actually use that one.
Yes, and to piggyback on that, so whatever subject area, you could be like, you could have a math, because you figure out which picture you want on the front. So you could have a math one, and then you could be like the prime factor writing to something else, and then you can write like a word story or anything like that. So this is a great way to get a simple message across. Inspiration Maps Lite is another favorite one of mine, and this is great for brainstorming. I just did one right here comparing and contrasting. This is Ye Shin to Mufaro's beautiful daughter. So they have a lot of templates that are free. I have not upgraded. And I used Inspiration when it was the software, and it was very expensive for schools to have it. But I love that now that they have these templates. And so you can do this for predictions. You could do this for text analysis afterwards. You could use this for mapping out your writing, your critical response that you want to use as well.
And I use this with graduate students, especially if you're writing on research papers that they're trying to organize their big ideas. This is a really great tool to use. So they're going to do some of the graphic organizer, and you're figuring out, okay, what do I need to make sure that I have together in terms of my big ideas before I go do my research. Because then when they have some sort of visual graphic, then it makes it a little less painless when they have to go do all the writing. A little less.
Yes.
So that they can, you can bring in visuals and materials.
Right, absolutely, absolutely.
And color code.
Yes. Okay.
And we use this one a lot with younger grades. It's basically podcasting for younger kids. And so after we read text, kids sort of synthesized what they were figuring out, and then they were able to record their podcast. Have you used it with older students?
A lot of summaries to talk about books or something that they learn. This is one with the Wednesday Wars, and so they talked about something that really, surprised them that they learned about that. But what's great about Croquet, it's got a really big button, so it's really easy. You just push it to Croquet, and then it allows only 30 seconds. So that's really good because then you get to what the message really is.
And it also teaches them to get right to the point in terms of what they're trying to synthesize. Now with young kids, it
All right, notability.
Yeah, that one's mine.
Mhm.
On that one, basically this is a great way for annotation, especially those of you in middle school, high school. I love this one for getting people to go back into the text. Teaching them the tool of highlighting and being really selective in terms of what they're going to use in terms of this particular one. I haven't used this one so far with K4, but I definitely see this one being huge in terms of middle school and high school.
And what you can do is, like, you can find informational text. And I've seen this used a couple of different ways. It can be whole class where you insert it into Notability, and then they can use it if, or, you know, some teachers, you know, they show it on their whiteboard, but they like using Notability, and so then they can use the little drawing tools to highlight different colors and different things. But this one right here, I just took a picture from my computer and just, you know, put it in there, so because I didn't have time to print it out, and so then I could upload it in there, and then we could go back and annotate it and do different things with it. Like this time we may be looking for this component. Next time we may be looking for this component as well. Telegami. I love Telegami. It's one of my favorites because it creates little avatars, and it's another one that you only get 30 seconds. You can upgrade and you can change the background. So if you are doing something on medieval times, you can upload a picture of it and then talk about it as well. And so this was one.
Another nice thing about it is it really pays attention to ethnicity and identity. So you really can have kids see themselves across who they're choosing and developing their avatar. I think that's really important. We've been using this younger grades, and so far I was telling folks it's sort of in progress because they're so excited about the actual tool that we haven't gotten the response yet. So this for us is a work in progress.
Right. And that may be one thing, because it is exciting, because you can go in and you can change the gender, you can change the color, you can change the outfit. I mean, every little thing you can change. And so letting them have the opportunity to explore with it first, and then when you're ready to do the critical response, you can go in. And like Jeannie said, the younger ones, they were really excited about going in and getting to.
And so I was like, let's respond to this. And they're like, no, we want to keep focused on this
Yes.
tool. And I was like, okay, well, we're gonna.
Yeah. And so this is an example. Let's see if it'll.
Hi, I am Sneha. We are at our ancestors' homestead located in the prairies.
Share this.
Our ancestors came here because of their religious
maybe.
belief. People in Russia did not
That's okay.
accept Dmitri and his family. They all arrived here in Canada in 1888. There was Dmitri, Anna, Petrov, Mary, and Oksana. Our ancestors' last name was Medvedev. Next, we'll have Bihan talking about some unique facts about the interior plains.
All right, and so like getting that information in there, and I love it because then they were able to, you know, lead into the next person. And so the teacher sort of put them all on her class website, and then she was able to share it out. And that's the big thing. A lot of these tools can be shared with an authentic audience and taking it wider.
One thing I just recently did in Telegami is compare Central High with Kilowatt, and it was a collaborative project. Well, it's only 30 seconds, but they changed the bathroom, and then they put it into iMovie so I could grade it instead of make it work as a movie file and have all the similarity differences.
Yes, exactly. I love app smashing.
Yeah.
That's our whole another session next time. Use-o-matic.
That's our last one. In terms of interactive text, informational text, and sometimes we have access to text. So this is a really nice one in terms of it changes every day in terms of what's offered. And then kids, in terms of getting into the maps and the different things, there's all kinds of different ways that they can relate to this text.
Yeah, and this is one of my new favorite ones that you can look at, because there are 5 new stories every single day. And if you sign up for the account as a teacher, they will send you a teacher's guide every morning. And so I like it because there are interviews, and it's all informational text. There are videos, so it brings in that multimodal text as well. And then it can also read to them. I have that one on here. So those who need the story read to them can have it read to them, and then you can ask questions to about the different things. Also, with this one, this was an ocean on Saturn's moon, so you can go there, and so it will take like a map and it will go out and stuff. So this is a great one for that informational text, but it's fun, and the kids really respond to this as well. we hope that you can take these and find some ideas of how that you can, if you're not teaching language arts, you know, you're still teaching a lot of the strategies in all subject areas. So being able to take this in whatever grade level and use it, and especially for those multilingual students as well, and being able to get some ideas. So hopefully, you know, I love this that Jeannie put together with the way that we have taken different books and then the strategy we've used and then the technology tool to enhance it as well.
Our process, we're in the middle of writing about this, but our process is to really study books and then really think about an app that will really get kids to think critically, and then attach the book and the app together alongside the literacy strategy, and then really try to get kids to critically respond. Because right now it's so important that they get to the critical.
All right, thank you so much, guys.